So let's go Malgus now. Yeah, Strabo. Oh, and that's actually where the abandoned station is. Okay, so that's the one that carries over from the mission that we just completed. So that's good that it is actually in the same general area. So it might make sense for us to target that next, but see if we run into anything here. It does look quite small, though. Let's see. Flet. Uninhabitable by most species, Flet is home to the Blood Pack's Vorcha training and breeding grounds. Whoa, okay. The thick atmosphere is nearly all nitrogen and lacks oxygen, which poses no hazard to the Vorcha. What do the Vorcha breathe then? Needing little but imports of food and water, Vorcha mercenaries and mercenaries-to-be train religiously to overpower and kill whoever the company is at war with at this time. Travel advisory. Flet's spaceports are wholly owned subsidiaries of the Bloodpack Mercenary Company, a corporation undergoing numerous criminal investigations for capital crimes. Civilian traffic to Flet is strongly discouraged, understandably so. It is a rich planet, though, so we'll take a look at this scale-breaking palladium here.
Move away.
And that's why we wanted to restock on the probes. And we'll see what else we might encounter here. Looks like palladium may be the primary side. I mean, like, that's good, but not fantastic. That might have a little more potential. Not quite. Oh, what's that? Maybe? Not really? No? Not really looking like a rich world at the moment. But maybe there's just a really big high concentration we have not yet seen somewhere. That's like, it's not a huge deal. I think we're now maybe making the loop back around here. So let's look at the northern half of the planet. Maybe that's where we'll see one of these big sources. That's not bad, but it probably could still be better. I mean, the platinum is definitely not as high as we've seen in other places, but could be that the combination of the other ones might have made it worthwhile, but this is definitely preferable. That's a lot. Palladium once more. Let's try to maximize this here, though, because I think we can turn this into another very large source.
Probe away.
Nice. Still listed as a rich planet. That might be the... Is that the platinum source we were looking at before? I don't know. That looks higher. That does look higher to me. That's... I think that is possibly worth doing. It looks like there's a little bit of palladium and maybe a tiny bit of iridium. Maybe not iridium, but there's definitely at least a little bit of palladium there as well. Let's launch this, and then I'm thinking this might degrade it from rich down to, yeah, good. Because I don't think there's much left after that. Alright, let's move inward. And in this case, we have Rill, a planet only a Vorcha could love. So this does seem to be a Vorcha-centric area. Rill is notable for its near-miss climate. Punishing heat and a thin, toxic methane-ethane atmosphere, its surface is dotted with Krogan and Vorcha habitats, eking out a meager living off the planet's tin and copper deposits and killing anyone who cuts into their profits. Travel advisory. Krogan can survive in the heat with the use of a breath mask. All other species require environmental suits to avoid heat exhaustion and burns. Notice how they don't mention Vorcha at all. Liquid water can be found in large lakes on the surface. This can be used for thermoregulation, but it is not potable without processing. And I say that about the Vorcha because we've heard previously that in some cases people just don't even consider Vorcha to be, a sapient creature. They're sub that level. Alliance Bolton. Large-scale gang warfare is a regular occurrence on Rill. Civilian travel is not advised. But it is another good place for gathering some resources here. Looks like in this case, platinum. I can get this. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. That looks pretty good.
Probe away.
Hold on. What do we have here? Good enough? I don't think so. Not quite. Definitely not there either. That, though, that looks very, very good. Very, very good. Let's nab that.
Launching probe.
And still considered rich. Might still find some other really good sources. I mean, that was possibly the highest we've ever seen. In fact, wish we had seen pro and or pre and post. Just how much we got from that. This looks promising as well. Maybe not quite as good, but still quite good. Still quite good. Oh no, that's equally good at this point. It would seem.
Probe away.
Now it's downgraded to good. So, probably not going to see anything of that same level. That's decent. We might have seen that one before, but it's not quite as good. So I think we probably leave it here. And lastly, we have this guy here, which looks bigger than the star. Uzin, named for one of many Krogan gods of vengeance. Yeah, the Krogan have several gods named for that are dedicated to vengeance. Uzin is a gas giant close enough to its orange sun that none of its moons are considered habitable. Its composition is largely hydrogen and methane, with traces of xenon that the Krogan collect for use in ion drives. Uzin is well within the frost line, where gas giants usually do not form, leading astronomers to believe that its orbit used to be further from the star. If so, this would indicate a seriously unstable orbit, and the planet may plunge into its star within a few million years. That is cool. Tragic, but cool. Okay. This is just moderate. So chances are quite low that we'll like what we see here. Just looking to see, again, primarily EZO in this case. Is there any source of that? Otherwise, we are probably not terribly interested in what we're seeing here. That's surprisingly half decent. But, still probably not sufficient. Yeah, I mean, that's also surprisingly half decent. But no EZO to be seen here. In which case, I think we pass. And that's everything in this system. Question now is, how confident are we that we have enough fuel to make it all the way to Strabo and back? Because we are on 822 and it is far. And we need to make the trip there and back over to Emir to refuel and go through the mass relay and what have you. Well, do the actual mission over there for the Warlord. So, well, let's try. It's gonna be close, but I think that's promising. No, we should have more than enough. That looks fine. Okay, so there's the station we're looking to investigate. But let's see what, well, I suppose there's not much else to investigate here other than this planet. Antagar, charted by a Solarian mining expedition that went off course due to computer error. Antagar is a hydrogen and helium gas giant with 11 known moons and dusty rings. Let's check it out. Moderate, so unlikely that we'll find anything we like here either. But we'll take a quick look, just in case, again, at least on anything less than a rich planet, we are mostly just looking to see if there happens to be an EZO deposit, but it doesn't really look like it here. That's half decent for that iridium, but don't think that's worth it. Let's see. And that's 50% of everything. I'm assuming the other half is the station here, unless that doesn't count, in which case there might be something hiding over here. I don't think so. Let's go to the station in that case. And site intel retrieved. Location coordinates, Jerahi Station, Strabo, a Strabo system, Eagle Nebula. Data mining confirms the last reported location of merchant freighter MSV Corsica as the Jerahi Station in the Strabo system. Possibility exists that clues pertaining to the anomaly that caused the mass malfunction of the mechs aboard Corsica can be found aboard Jerahi Station. So, given what happened in the preceding quest that led into this one, I think we can have a pretty good guess as to what we're going to run into here. Presumably more mechs. I mean, I suppose there's a chance. Whoever was behind the whole mech sabotaging and spaceship sabotaging procedure could be also over here, in which case we might see some non-mechs as well. But I think we're probably looking primarily at loading up on some anti-synthetic or anti-shield type stuff here. We're looking to prepare for this one. Why don't we take a quick look here at our journal entry? I think we checked it in full. Yeah, it just says investigate the station. Okay. So not getting too much more information out of that then. So let's dock. And in terms of who we want here, good question. So, Miranda has Overload. Kasumi has Overload. Kasumi has a nice single target damage from her Shadow Strike. Whereas Miranda has the Warp, which was actually quite good against the armor, which we saw quite a lot of with the mechs. Actually, not much in the way of shield, surprisingly. But if we are looking to deal with shields, Zaid gives us the Disruptor ammo, which we did not quite have enough levels to get up to Squad Disruptor ammo when we last used him. I don't recall as to whether we've leveled up since then, in which case we might have just enough to make that happen, which would be helpful because that'd give everyone the ability to deal extra damage to shields. If we're expecting to run into primarily armor, then Morden might be the answer. That is definitely his specialty. So this is the Jericho Station, the follow-up from the previous mission that we just did with all the mechs, where we were trying to escape. So this one, I also don't remember this one, but I was saying that maybe based on what we ran into with the preceding mission, we were expecting to see something like more mechs, primarily, but maybe the people behind the sabotage mission that made all those mechs go haywire, in which case we might find some organic enemies as well. But I imagine, given how that last mission was kind of difficult, this one could certainly be tough. You know, presumably the subsequent mission is more difficult than the previous one. But I'm not 100% sure how best to assemble the squad in this case. So, again, we could deliberately go for a well-rounded approach, in which case Miranda is always a solid choice. So she's probably the safe bet. So that might be a good place for us to start. She has Overload for shields, Warp for armor. Don't have an answer for barriers in that case, but that is something that we are lacking pretty much across the board, at least until we can get Jack's loyalty done to get Warp ammo from her. Actually, that Warp might actually... Does Warp deal extra damage to barriers? It might. It might. So I think either way, Miranda is probably going to be one of the people we include here. We could go with Morden, but I think that is a bit of a risk. If we don't know what type of enemies we're going to go up against, I think, again, we're mostly saving Morden for when we have a pretty clear sense that we're going to run into a lot of armor and health when, say, we're running into Blood Pack. You know, that's a good example of time when Morden is a much safer choice. So, if we're looking for more well-rounded people, or at least people to cover for our existing weaknesses, I mean, it wasn't bad. The Miranda plus Kasumi combo. Kasumi giving us the ability to pretty consistently, pretty reliably take out some enemies with the Shadow Strike. If someone is rushing us down, or we just need to get someone who's in a dangerous position, or a good, you know, like sniping position, get them out of there, then Kasumi could be a good option for that. There's a chance it doesn't have enemies. Well, we'll have to see then. Why don't we prepare accordingly, just in case? Why don't we bring Morden in that case, just because I don't think we've had him outside of just maybe a trip to the Citadel. And so, you know, obviously, if we run into enemies that are not health armor based, then he's going to be a little bit of liability. But if it turns out that there's no enemies on this mission, then maybe he's actually, you know, an easy inclusion, and it doesn't matter who this other person is. So, sure, we'll take that risk. We'll add him. There are things that can damage us, though. Ooh, okay. So take tanky squad mates, or not. Or not. Alright. Alright then. We shall see. We shall see. Not the tankiest of squad mates, no. Actually, Morden has slightly more survivability than Miranda. I'm not entirely sure where that's come from. Maybe his passive gives him a little bit more in the way of health? Oh, because Miranda's does give health to squad mates and herself, right? So that might be why. But we could give him more health and make him a little bit tankier. And for us, not so much. For Miranda, yeah. She's all done with her abilities as well. Alright, we shall see then. We shall see what kind of trouble we're going to get ourselves into here. Weapons may not matter much, although let's take a look at Morden here, just make sure, yeah, he's got the countereffects on, that's fine. So what do we have? Oh. Dead people. I see dead people. Welcome. Please proceed. Okay. You gotta love it. When you get onto a station and then the first thing you hear, as soon as you do that, is immediately you must escape the station. Not leave, escape the station. Great sign. Great sign. Let's see. So, the RE station is completely devoid of life. The station's VI seems to be in red alert, zealously protecting itself from intruders. Escape from Cherokee Station may be impossible. Lovely. Miranda's only protection from the vacuum of space is, yeah, that little mask on the lower half of her face. That's fine. It's fine, you know? Never mind the fact that the like, zero pressure atmosphere is going to completely make her head explode. Morden, similar. I don't think he has anything covering the top of his head there. I think he also just has a mask, although it's just a different shape to the mask. But anyways, let's save here. Because, we shall see what kind of threats await us here. We have some iridium over there. I imagine we don't have a map here, once again. Sad face, but that does seem to oftentimes be the case. Okay, we have PDA. Let's see. Dr. Galwind. At my suggestion, we have cut power to all systems, save critical life support, in hopes that disabling these systems will deny the VI the resources she needs to kill us. Oh, this is a temporary solution. We cannot last this out on our own. Dr. Tellison. So the VI actively trying to kill them. How, might I ask? That might be an important detail. I mean, clearly, signs of blood everywhere. That's us opening that door, right? Not the VI sending out some kind of means to kill us. Okay, we saw there's some loot over here. But I'd like to grab that. See if our greed is punished. Docking area. We can restore power. Something tells me things are going to get interesting as soon as we do that. So let's nab the iridium first. Then brace ourselves for the worst.
Docking area power restored. Intruders are requested to report to the cargo doors for immediate removal from station.
Okay, immediate removal from station. Via death, probably. Probably. So, who's up first? Miranda, thanks for volunteering. Here you go.
Simple enough.
Right there.
Alright, what is it now? That looks like some kind of VI mainframe that we're supposed to shut down. I mean, the VI is the thing that is supposedly responsible for having killed everyone on the station. So my guess is we're going to have to get over there, but as soon as it sees that we are approaching, it is going to do any and everything that it can to try to slow us down. So what exactly that's going to mean, we shall see.
You got it. Taking cover.
As it reacts. Sending our teammates in there? No.
Intruder detected.
Now it has.
You are not authorized to be in this area.
Okay. Power outage detected in the station mainframe is locked down for security purposes. Okay, here. I'm just waiting for us to interact with something that just makes everything go catastrophically wrong and immediately kill us. So we'll see what it is that does the trick, but it's gonna happen at some point, I'm sure. Let's see. Dr. Galwin, my firm belief is that the VI is paranoid. It's a paranoid android. About the possibility of infection. Its current homicidal behavior is likely out of inflated desire to keep us from shutting it down. I believe that the VI is malfunctioning, and it believes our equipment to be infected by a virus. If we continue to try to shut her down, she will keep trying to destroy us. Maybe our only recourse is to just do nothing and convince her we're not a threat. Doesn't look like it has power yet. Yeah? Let's see. Got a way down here. Let's just take a look around. We have route down there, route down here, and this... yeah, okay, we've got 3 options. Pick a door, any door. They all lead to certain death. Step right up. Hello? The medical bay? What could possibly go wrong in the medical bay, right?
Not a problem. Affirmative.
You ready for a puzzle? Oh dear. Am I ready for a puzzle? I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. PDA. Get a little more information. Attention, all docks personnel. We are expecting a shipment of mechs parts from the Hanekadar facility on Cathek, Haskins, Titan Nebula. Might be the place we're headed next. Make sure the VI knows to accept a docking request from the freighter MSV Corsica. Well, we know how that played out. Okay. Anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Until we move further in. Oh, come on. Come on. Yep. Okay, this door is locked. This door is not. I feel like Vegas of memories coming back as to what's going on here. Hold on. Teammates?
Right behind you.
Right behind you.
Are you, though? Oh, yes you are. When did that happen? You definitely were not right behind us. Yeah, locked by the station VI? Okay. So, this is where I think things start to get a little more interesting. Let's see. Living quarters controls. That is probably the key thing here. Do we want to save this Metagel? I don't know. We might need it, depending on what exactly this VI is going to try to do to take us out here. But this seems to be the key thing we're looking for. For puzzle time.
Living area power restored.
Oh.
The living area doors have been closed to quarantine a threat to this station. Advise intruders to engage self-destruct procedures to avoid death by starvation.
Okay, let's see. I see. So we need to what? Are we trying to get into this room, or are we trying to just escape? We can see which doors are locked right now and which door is open. Right now, this green one is the only one that's open, and we are currently stuck in here. We are locked. So, let's see. Let's get a sense. Wait, can we experiment with all the buttons and see which doors the buttons change? Station control. Is there a room called station control? No, that's what they're all called. Okay. Yeah, self-destruct so you don't asphyxiate. You sure about that? Sure that's a good idea? Let's see, so I think... I'd like to just see which doors these each... I'm assuming each one will unlock some doors and lock others, or at least switch the state of each of them. So I'd like to see what each of them does before we try to, definitively...
One door enabled.
Okay, so that... What, locked... I should have been paying closer attention there, but it locked this and unlocked that.
There have
might
been
have been
4 fatalities on this station in the last week. Remember, safety is everyone's responsibility.
Come on, guys, it's everyone's responsibility. So if we do it again, does it do exactly the same thing? Does it just reverse what we just did?
One door enabled.
It seems so. Okay, yeah, that one's the one that gets locked or unlocked along with this one. Okay, so that's good to know.
3
This
doors enabled.
unlocks these. So that lets us get out. And if we do this,
All doors disabled.
hold on, do that again.
3 doors enabled.
Do this.
1 door enabled.
Oh, okay, hold on. The fact that we got all disabled, I think, is actually a good thing, because that just means we need to do the opposite of what we just did. Right? So we do... what? That, and that. What? Excuse me?
2 doors enabled.
This will then unlock you and unlock you. And then this, does this get that one over there? If so, then that's great. Let's do this.
5 doors enabled.
And there we have it. We're good to go. So, med gel now? And just get the monies, or do we actually think we're gonna need it? Let's nab it. Now we see what the deal is in here. Got a personal locker. Actually with some goodies in it. We actually have several personal lockers. With, yes, some goodies. Alright, who had the most monies? This person? Or is it this person? Ah, the middle person. Okay. Okay. That looks like it, though. Okay. So that seems to have been everything on this side. So relatively peaceful, despite the VI trying to tell us to make ourselves
All
self-destruct.
intruders intentionally violating quarantine are requested to exit the station immediately.
Oh, bear in mind, we are also gradually...
This is a secure zone. Please leave this station immediately.
Are we not gradually repowering the VI as we do this? Like, we just repowered this one wing, and by the time we get through all these, then the VI may be back at full power and, may be more capable of doing something to us? Imagine getting killed on a space station by a rogue VI, and then this person is all judging you because of how much monies you had. Okay, so this is the place where these vents look like they are going to hurt. Can we save? We can. Okay. So I think we do that. And... So it's partially a timing thing. Trying to figure out where to make our move, or when to make our move, but also where to make our move. That's obviously a good opening there. But, obviously we can go straight ahead. But I'd love to see... Looks like we go straight ahead and then it's a left once we get to the end of that hallway there. Not entirely sure. Also, not sure if we have enough time to sprint all the way across with just one of those openings. I mean, it does look like they stagger pretty well here. Like, the ones closest to us stop, and then they kind of gradually turn off as we start getting further down the hallway. So, might be good enough. But otherwise, you'd wonder, you know, is there like a safe place where you wait in between all these turning on? Where you sort of wait for it to go through the cycle once, or you go through, get halfway there, and rest at the safe spot, wait for the cycle to open up again, and then the second time around you make it to the end. I'm thinking you may try to make the run for it in its entirety, though, but see how close we can get.
Plasma venting in progress. Attempting to reach the maintenance controls will most likely result in serious injury or death.
Squad mates are really good at dying here. Okay.
Right there.
You guys just stay right there. So yeah, I think as soon as this one goes down, we're going to want to make a run for it, and then we're going to try. There we go. Oh, that might have been more than losing barriers there. Oh, there's more. Okay, we're not done yet. This just seems like it never turns off, but fortunately we seem to be able to just casually walk around it. Not sure if our friends are going to be smart enough to do that.
Station have failed. Require more power to escalate defenses.
Where are they hanging out now? You guys can, like, stay there
Going to
maybe?
cover.
So these just all turn on and off simultaneously, right? I don't have as good a sense as to where we're supposed to go here. Like, is that a left? Is that a left once we're
There is a
done?
high probability that you or your equipment will infect the station. This cannot be allowed to happen.
Alright, let's go for it. Okay, looks like we're in the clear now.
Maintenance area power restored.
Does that turn off the stuff that was trying to kill us before? Or do we still need to time our return trip? Looks like we're safe. For now, also where... Oh, there they are. You guys have done that a lot today. Disappearing and then showing up directly behind me. I'm not the biggest fan of it. Not the biggest fan of it. Anything like PDAs or loots that we can get off these guys? It doesn't seem like it. That'd be kind of clever if it was like, well, good luck ending on your way down here when all those vents are going off, but on your... Oh. Hold on. On your way back, might be more feasible, and hold on. That is exactly what we're seeing here. Hennings. I'm positive that the trouble with our VI started after the Corsica docked with us. Yeah, that'll be interesting to see what the exact tie is, because we know that it messed with the Corsica. Was the Corsica the source? Or was the source here on this station it messed with the Corsica? Allison is looking into the VI itself. In the meantime, I need you to go through the logs and find out everything that was on that ship. Okay. Personal locker, and, what was that? That person tied for the riches? Hold on, see if this person competes. Oh, they take the crown. They take the crown, as it turns out. Okay. So now we have 2 out of 3, I think, of these areas now complete. So we have one that was a puzzle. This one was sort of a timing thing. Now, what do we have here? And once we do complete it, I think the station will be fully operational, and that may mean trouble, because then the VI may be even more capable of messing with us. They actually did listen to stay put that time. Okay, but what do we have here? Oh, is this simple? Straightforward? Actually, nothing wrong? Did we save the easiest one for last? Oh, but there's something over there, isn't there? Hold on. I don't think it's going to be that simple. Just a little too easy. A little too easy, I think. Okay, we have the power there, but before we do that, let's just see. What do we have here? Not really sure what we're looking at right now, to be honest with you. Maybe the place where they are holding the mechs? Something like that? Oh, hold on. Perhaps another puzzle in store?
Research area power restored.
Okay, let's see.
Beam engaged. Testing area has been locked down according to protocol M29-2.
Okay, so we've got this laser beam passing through this thing here. Now, do we, like, flip it, and then it reflects that beam over here or something? Guessing that's what happens?
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
Yes. Now it goes here, and that one is shooting it straight back out. Now, what are we aiming for, though, is the thing. What are we... We're trying to get it over into the opposite corner, in which case this needs to go through, like so.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
That would seem to be the... Oh, no. Hold on. I want you to go pass right on through like that. And then this guy needs to be tilted to send it through in that direction. I mean, assuming that that's where it's supposed to go, but I don't even know if that's the case. Looks like that's you then. Oh, no, nope. I did not want that to happen to you.
Prototype repositioned.
I want the other one to move. I thought you were going to be the far one. You were fine as is, I think. Keep you here. You're the one that needs to move. Not that side. Gonna be the next one after this, I think.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
I've been identified as what? I assume that's what we were trying to do? At least that's what I intended, was to get over there, but I'm not entirely sure if that's actually what our objective was. Identified as a hostile intruder? Lovely. Lovely. One of my lifelong goals. Is that what we were supposed to do? We're trying to blast this thing in the middle? Or is the fact that they've acknowledged us as an intruder, does that mean we have succeeded? Because otherwise, I'm not exactly sure how we're getting out of here unless we're blasting through another way in the hull to, like, you know, escape out here. I suppose this... I don't know. That could potentially be a solution. Need to keep going or we are trapped. Yes, it does seem as though at the moment we are trapped in this room. So, okay. Apparently that was not really the result we were looking for. So what are we trying to do then? We're trying to break this thing? I don't know.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
In which case we want... I'm pretty sure we had it pointed in this direction at one point. Like that thing? Is that where we wanted it? Just not totally sure what the objective is. Where are we trying to get this laser? Like, I understand how we move it. But is that the thing we're looking for? Let's try that, maybe? Or if that's the case, then we can completely ignore many of those other things. It doesn't hit this thing as I thought it might, so my guess in that case is that the answer to that question is no. But then what are we trying to hit? Oh, this thing straight across? Huh? No, but it hits this instead. What are we trying to hit?
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
That's the thing I don't get.
Reflective armor
Hit us?
prototype
Like this? That.
Reflective armor prototype repositioned.
I don't let it pass through again, which I thought was the way to go. But maybe we move you?
Reflective
Wait, hold
armor
on.
prototype
She
repositioned.
mixed up again. Pass through.
Reflective
Bring it over
armor
there.
Prototype repositioned.
There we
Has been
go.
unlocked.
Deflect it using that last
All
guy to hit this guy.
personnel take
Okay,
this opportunity
I see.
to leave the station immediately.
It's a different way to hit that guy in the middle because it didn't line up perfectly when you're using just this guy to direct it that way, so you have to go
There have been
around
4
there,
fatalities on this station in the last week.
and use this to beam it up
Remember,
there, and use that.
safety is
Hit
everyone's
that? Okay.
responsibility.
I see. Okay, so, in theory, this thing is fully up and running right now, and it's not going to be pleased to see us. So let's save again, just in case. Hello.
Hub area power restored. Central mainframe access granted. Docked vessel detected. Attempting to upload central programming into docked vessel's mainframe.
Please don't do that.
Intruder detected. You are not authorized
Oh, it's,
to leave this area. This
what is
a
it, Peak
secure
15?
zone. Please
The
leave
VI
the
from that.
station immediately.
From Mass Effect 1.
I regret to inform you that all attempts to defend the station have failed.
Let's initiate the neutron
Shutting
purge.
down security protocols.
Sigma 6. Well, that's all we need to do, apparently. Yes, some puzzles. Yes, sometimes where we were at risk of our teammates going down, but they actually behaved fairly well in that sense. But no combat. Another 125 experience, which I think is just shy of the amount that we need to level up here. And, okay. Some credits as well, and some iridium, too. Yeah, it doesn't have any mechs remaining anymore, so it didn't really have any defense to throw at us. We already fought all those mechs. If I can't...
You received a new message at your private terminal.
Thank you, Kelly. If I can't get you with mechs, then I'll get you with puzzles. Alright, let's see. What is our unread message? Source of VI virus detected. Okay. We did get a little more information about it. Some other area that seemed as though it was tied to this thing as well. So I wonder if that's where this is going to lead us. Planet information. Capek Haskins system. Titan Nebula. I think that is in a different area. Data from the quarantined VI at Jarahi Station indicates that a possible source of the VI virus outbreak is a Hanekadar facility on the planet Capek. Coordinates have been downloaded into the galaxy map. Yeah, so Hanekadar is the company that created those mechs in the first place, right? Interesting. So could they somehow be behind it? Let's see. Gwen 7 Hanekadar facility. Hanekadar facility on planet Capek, Haskin system, Titan Nebula, seems to be the source of the VI virus that has infected mechs and mech parts all over the sector. stopping the production line is key to ending the outbreak. We need to land on that planet and shut down the Hanukkah production line. And, well, if that's where they're manufacturing all those mechs, then we might not have run any in the previous mission. My guess is we're going to find a lot more over here, though. And if we're looking at trying to pick up one more level before we go with our next main quest, then we are extremely close, but not quite there just yet. And, what have we found in some of those more minor quests? Like, not even the ones where we're going off to a different planet, but, like, random little ones on the Citadel and what have you. Were those 40 experience or were those 60? I don't remember. They might have just been 40. But, there was that one quest on the Citadel that we went partway toward completing, but did not actually finish. We could try to head back over to the Citadel and see if we can wrap that up, and might give us just enough experience to level up here. Not entirely sure. But, that might be worth giving it a shot. Because, my guess is that that mission, which seems to be perhaps the concluding mission of this series about tracking down the source of the VI that was messing with these mechs, my guess is that one's going to be pretty tough. I mean, first one was rather difficult. The second one turned out not so bad after all. Just a brain test more than anything, rather than testing our skills. But, let's see. This is the Strabo system, and I think this was the last one that we had yet to explore. Yeah, we've now explored 100% of the Eagle Nebula, and we've now, I believe, completed every quest in this Eagle Nebula, the one exception being, of course, recruiting the Warlord. But we were hoping to get just a little bit more experience before we did that. So maybe we come back here.
One-half capacity.
Because, of course, that mission is right here in the same system as the mass relay. So we can come straight over here and immediately drop over to Corliss whenever we want. So that is convenient. We've done all the more inconvenient traveling parts. And let's see. So where is the one we were saying we would potentially want to do? Oh, way out here, and it's even kind of sort of blocked by the Hourglass Nebula, but the Titan Nebula all the way on the outskirts. Disable infected production line. So that is the one that we'll eventually want to make a point of doing, of course. But I'm thinking, what if we take a brief stop over at the Citadel now? Because we did go there not that long ago, but we didn't finish that quest that we might be able to finish now. And we've now accumulated a few more credits. And we saw that there were some upgrades that we would have liked to have picked up on the Citadel, but we thought that, you know, maybe we were a little bit tight on cash at the time, so we thought maybe we'll wait until we have a little bit more credits to work with, and then we'd be a little more willing to spend that stuff. Let's give it a shot.